Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Right. Okay? Now here we go.
So what's happening now?
Now here we go.
Amen. 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 Amen.
Now come on.
Play La Marseillaise. Play it. Follow the
Amen. Amen. Sing it over. Amen. Amen. Amen.
You see what I mean? If Laszlo's presence in a cafe can inspire this unfortunate demonstration, what more will his presence in Casablanca bring on? I advise that this place be shut up at once.
But everybody's having such a good time.
Yes, much too good a time. The place is to be closed.
But I've no excuse to close it.
Find one.
Santé, monsieur.
Everybody is to leave here immediately. This cafe is closed until further notice. Clear the room at once.
How can he close me up? On what ground?
I'm shocked to find that gambling is going on in here.
You're winning, sir.
Oh, thank you very much. Everybody out at once.
Hi, welcome to the Church of What's Happening Now. And today's lesson is the power of love in song and music in Jeremiah 16:19. Now, when people read the Bible, they tend to read it objectively because that's the world they live in most of the time. But you need to live in the world subjectively because that's what presents itself to you objectively. Okay? It's your subjective look at things that project out. And this is caused by your vibration. This is the law of vibration. And it is, you're vibrating the sum total of all your beliefs. And that's all the layers wrapped around your heart. And the reason heart disease is the #1 killer in the world is people are cutting off their hearts with these layers that they've wrapped around their hearts. Unknowingly, they don't know. But the Jeremiah 16:19 is there comes a time when they do know. When they come to know.
He's looking at you, kid.
You see, COVID's our friend. It's taught us that, it's not worth it. It's not worth bound to China to have those cheap resources. It's not worth it. Not worth it to them, not worth it to us. We love those people. Okay, but we're not going to bow to their government. And it's their business what kind of government runs them. So you just send them love. You keep sending them love. Like Stillwell. He loved those people to death. He loved them. And Mao loved him for it. And in the end, the Lido Road got changed to the Stillwell Road because that's how much they loved Joe Stillwell, because they knew he loved them. It's the power of love. It's amazing. You plant those seeds and it just grows and grows and grows.
Everything is in order.
All except one thing. There's something you should know before you leave.
Mr. Blaine, I don't ask you to explain anything.
I'm going to anyway because it may make a difference to you later on. You said you knew about Ilsa and me.
Yes.
But you didn't know she was at my place last night when you were. She came there for the letters of transit. Isn't that true, Ilsa?
Yes.
She tried everything to get them and nothing worked. She did her best to convince me that she was still in love with me. That was all over long ago. For your sake, she pretended it wasn't, and I let her pretend.
I understand.
Here it is.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Welcome back to the fight. This time I know our side will win.
It's all subjective. And our parents and our grandparents and everyone before us just, were living a pack of lies. But it was a beautiful story. And the idea is to forgive and forget. You wouldn't have learned it if they hadn't. And that's how you come to be that way. And you're really laughing about it. Okay? Because we go up, then you get knocked down. And then we go up even higher. We get knocked down. And people will say, you rise on a wall of worry in markets, and that's true in life. You're worried it's going to end. You're worried it's not going to happen. And then you stop thinking about that, and you're just enjoying it. There it comes. That's how it works. So you start to recognize that. And you don't throw away the old because it's old. You take what you like about it, and then you apply what you like about the new to it, and see what you like. We're building a foundation. And the foundation's no good if the rock at the bottom is shifting, all the time. That's that iron and sand in the bottom of the statue of the king Nebuchadnezzar's dream that Daniel interpreted. And here the rock has fallen, okay, and it's growing. And when we start realizing, we can always find common ground, and there's no reason to torture and beat up the other guy because they don't think the same way. We just learn, okay, and we build on this, and that's what we're learning. And Casablanca is a great movie to watch about that. The thing is just, first off, it is one of the craziest movies that ever got made. It really wasn't going to get made, and then all of a sudden it was going to get made. And they got this all-star cast because all those stars were under the studio system, and they were being punished. They were fussing about the roles they were getting, so they got sent to this movie. And nobody was fighting over that movie to play in it, let me tell you. But you have Peter Lorre and Sidney Greenstreet, Humphrey Bogart, Ingrid Bergman, and I think the greatest guy of all, Claude Rains. Okay, how could you not love Claude Rains? Right, he's playing both sides. I don't want to get hurt. And then he has to make that decision. It's like, I'm going with Rick.
Why do you stand here? Why don't you stop him?
Ask Monsieur Rick.
Get away from that phone.
I would advise you not to interfere.
I was willing to shoot Captain Reno, and I'm willing to shoot you.
Hello.
Put that phone down.
Get me the radio tower.
Put it down.
Major Strasser has been shot. Round up the usual suspects.
You got this tug of war going on. The bad boy good Humphrey Bogart, the good boy good Paul Henry, you know, and the lady torn between the two, she loves them both. You know, that's the story, right? There it is. But at some point, you have to grab them both. I love you both. Let's go. I love you all. Let's go.
Well, Rick, you're not only a sentimentalist, but you've become a patriot.
Maybe, but it seemed like a good time to start.
I think perhaps you're right.
You know, and the way we overcome those kind of things without violence and without the drama and without all that, you know, all that kind of is music and singing, or been changing the world forever. You know, Estonia won its freedom through singing, and that was truly a singing revolution. Look it up. Estonia's singing revolution. We're making a movie about it. And, you know, song is what reaches straight to your heart. You're immediately in tune with your heart, because song is made of music, and music comes from numbers. Okay, and how you arrange the sounds and the numbers. And, you know, there are quadrants, and then there's the 3/4 time, and the 4/4 time, and all the different flavors you can make of music. And this is life. It's the story of life, music, and song, and that's why you can really tell when, you know, any music you're resonating with will tell you immediately, you know, what you're thinking about and how you're thinking. You know, you're feeling strong. Doesn't matter what words you're singing. What are you feeling when you hear it? You know, oh, what's that? Oh, yes, I will. You know, and that clip from Casablanca is to show you that it began with a few loud, you know, ugly fellas, you know, and they're singing their national anthem loud in a place that is supposedly still free, you know, and they're not allowed to do that really, but they're doing it. And here comes, you know, the other guy says, you know, let's take up our rights. Sing the French national anthem, you know. Dun 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 dun. It's Vichy, battle in Vichy, France. They snuggled up to the, you know, Nazis, but secured their supposed freedom at the same time. They had their own autonomy. And so, you know, it's this love-hate relationship going on. Got to bring the two together. You got to bring the two together. And the only way to do that is to rise up. And that's where we are. We're rising up. You have to get knocked down, you know, so that you can see, you know, okay, that's just no good anymore. That was built on a bad foundation. Let's rebuild. And we don't want their bricks. Okay, we don't want their bricks. What we're going to do is take the old that we know works well, and we're going to apply what we think is best, you know, and we'll be something new, you know, a new whatever. And that's what happens. You strip off a layer, you know, off your heart, and you're seeing things differently. And now it's, you know, it's a great, big, wonderful world. You're the pearl. You're the pearl. It just looks like an ugly oyster. It's got this beautiful pearl inside. Me. You know? And we are coming to learn this. If you notice, both sides want the same thing. They're just screaming about how to do it differently. And that's why they're all Sauls becoming Pauls. They're all about to get Zeus's lightning bolts at them. You know? And then they're going to go, oh my Lord. You mean all this time the word God didn't mean some being in the sky? It meant consciousness? Yeah, that's what it means. You mean all this time Jesus Christ met my imagination? Yeah. Isn't it great? He's tied to you. You know? You can't, if you weren't imagining, you'd be dead. Enjoy the time you have. You know? COVID happened for a reason. And it's to teach this generation growing up. Always be happy you're alive. It's to teach the ones who have their children. It's better for you to stay at home and teach them, okay, yourself, and you impress upon their hearts how important it is to love life and love everyone. And if someone's being a dick, well, you come tell me about it and we'll talk about it. But it usually means they've been hurt that way and they can't help it. You know, so you just send them some love. And now the habit is seeing the best of all men and sending them love and teaching our children and our children's children to do this, like the Bible says. And that's what happens when the earth moves into Aquarius. These are energies that change as they move into these constellations. Things happen, they change, they change, they change. And it's all for the good. You know, somebody's got to play that other side. That's your brother. You know, you just send them some love. And if you have a hard time, you know, with the Neville stuff, you know, staying in the wish fulfilled, it's a feeling of love. You love life. You don't worry about that stuff. You just love life. And that's what COVID should be teaching you. Love life. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. You don't know. Now, if you live subjectively, you do know. It's all God. That's just him in a mask. And you just laugh about it. Okay, y'all go ahead, whatever. You know, and you remember, give unto Caesar what is Caesar's. He wants everybody vaccinated. Okay, go ahead. God's the vaccine. Don't worry about it. You know, but you don't lay down for it either. You raise your voice, you know, and you say, this is my choice. This is my body. You don't get to tell me what to do with my body. If you start telling me what I can do with my body, then it's not my body anymore. You know, so no, it's my body. I decide. And it's not just women that get to do that because they have babies. It's men that get to do it too. Everybody has the right to decide what they're going to put in their mouth and eat and drink and everything else. No matter if you think being healthy means eating only organic. It's a label you placed on there. So strip it off, get it naked, and say, look, I love tomatoes. I'm going to get that tomato. It's so red, juicy, looks so good. Oh, wait, that's, you know, not an organic tomato. I don't care. Looks good to me. Let them think you're the fool. You know, don't worry about it. Wish them the best. And it'll change. It just keeps changing. So I hope this helps. You know, that verse in Jeremiah, I hope it gives you some hope. This is a part of the change, and it's all good. Blessings to you, and thank you. Thank you for being you.
It might be a good idea for you to disappear from Casablanca for a while. There's a free French garrison over at Brazzaville. I could be induced to arrange a passage.
My letter of transit? I could use a trip. But it doesn't make any difference about our bet. You still owe me 10,000 francs.
And that 10,000 francs should pay our expenses.
Our expenses?
Mm-hmm.
Louis, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
See the baby wrapped in the manger on Christmas morning. See him in the temple talking with the elders who marveled at his wisdom. Down at the Jordan, where John was baptizing and saving